Hi, welcome to Sue Marie P. My name's Sue and today I'm going to share a Swedish style oat cookie that looks like this. It's called Havreflarn. Havre means oats and flan means flakes, so it's made with rolled oats like oat flakes. The first step we need to do is melt some butter. These are the kind of cookies that you find in places like Ikea, and they're really popular and so simple to make. They last for about 2 weeks in a container or 2 months in the freezer. Perfect for unexpected guests because they freeze or defrost really quickly. You can also melt your butter in the microwave, and I should have told you how much butter I've just popped in there. That's 100 grams, just got my notes here. That's about 3/4 of a cup, and you can use salted or unsalted butter. Here in Sweden, it's really hard to get unsalted butter, so sometimes for the recipes I use salted butter. So that's all melted. So into our melted butter, I'm going to pour in the oats. These are just rolled oats. So I've got 1 cup or 120 grams. So we'll just let that butter soak into the oats. Now I'm going to beat my 120 grams of sugar, 2/3 of a cup. And I've reduced that from the original recipe. The original recipe was 150 grams. Cracking 1 egg, just do it in this little separate ramekin. So that looks pretty good. It's really pale and my sugar's all melted. Now I've just used white sugar, but if you can grab hold of caster sugar, you can use that. I'm finding it hard to get caster sugar here in Sweden. We need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And we just use 1 tablespoon of flour, that's all. And I'm using white spelt flour, but feel free to use whatever flour you like. I haven't tried it with gluten-free flour, but I'm assuming it probably will work. I'm going to whisk those two together. In the large bowl, we're going to add the oats. I'm still using my phone to film because my camera's still busted, so the angles are a little bit challenging at times. So all those oats go in there. Just mixing that together with the flour and the baking powder. And this will be a very loose and runny cookie dough. And we don't need to chill it, but that's the style of cookies. I'm just pouring in all of that fluffy egg sugar mix. What I should have said, we needed to preheat our oven to 175 degrees C fan forced, and as usual I'll pop the Fahrenheit measurement above. I'm just going to turn my oven on. So now we need to pop the cookies on a tray, and we only need to use a teaspoon, and we need about 10 cookies per tray, and they'll be really runny, but they will spread when we bake them. So that's very loose. So I'll put about 10 on this tray. I don't think 10's going to fit, so I'm going to squeeze in 1 more. I'm going to bake these for about 8 minutes until they're golden brown. A little tip, if you see any of the cookies that have stuck together, oh that's hot, just use a spatula to separate them while they're still hot. So now we need to let them cool on the tray for about 10 minutes before I lift them up onto the metal rack to cool. So I'm just going to let them rest while we cook the other ones. Going to lift the cookies up and transfer them to this other rack to completely cool. They were the 2 that connected that I'd separated. So all my oat cookies or Havreflarn are baked, and I've made quite a few. I've made more than 30 today because I made a few small ones. I just want to show you how light and crunchy they are, and they're like see-through. They're really crisp and they melt in your mouth. Some people serve them with a little bit of chocolate between them and sandwich them together, but I prefer them just plain. So a few tips for making these. It does require quite a few trays, so make sure that the trays are cool before you place another tray in the oven. Fortunately, I've got lots of trays, so I just kind of kept rotating them. I'm going to keep eating this one. Another warning is that they melt in your mouth and they're really moorish, that you might sit and eat more than one in one sitting. I think it was a really good idea reducing the sugar. I found the last batch I made, they were far too sweet for me. These are perfect, but maybe too perfect that I'm going to eat too many. If you've clicked on for the first time, thank you for watching, and I appreciate sticking through right to the end to watch this video. Hit the thumbs up if you've liked my video. Don't forget to share it with a friend. Subscribe if you're new here today, and stick around. I'll pop a few other Swedish cookie ideas up above. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Melt in your mouth goodness. So light and crunchy. Yum.